Our number 7 on the big night. His name's not Cristiano, it's Santos.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Corners of Europe Challenge, and welcome back to Shakhtar, where in today's episode we have got our playoff game, the knockout game, the round of 32 game, whatever you want to call it. We have got that game coming up against Red Bull Salzburg today, the Austrian champions, I want to say. They've managed to do again. I don't know if it'll show us yet. It won't show us, but they managed to get here. So I assume they were the champions, but we've got them coming up today. It's going to be a tough game as ever in these knockout games. If you lose, you go home. So we have to really turn up. The first leg away from home is going to be a big game. I can't wait. Let's just get straight into it. The first game of the day away at RB Salzburg. So the team for this game against Salzburg, no changes from last time out. Our league hasn't obviously started again. It's only been a week since we played our last game, so it's obviously the same team. It's not been like ages since our last game. It starts with Enrique in goal, backline of Berile, Alex, Antonio and Polishchuk. We've got Santos, Tom Jansen in the midfield, Rysakov and Shevchenko on the wings, and Kuzmanik and Diaz up top. As the teams walk out here for this game, it's going to be a big game, the first leg away from home. I mean, it's the Champions League, man. This is what it's all about. We're in the white kit today. I don't know. I think we've played in different kits. That green kit we played with last time, I wasn't familiar with it. Today we're playing in a white kit, and it's snowing here in Austria. We'll have to see if it does help us out. But kick off here in this game, the all-important game, the away leg. I think the philosophy is an important thing to talk about going into these games. Knockout football over 2 legs, I think, might be my favourite type of football, especially in these big European stages, because you have a potential to play 210 minutes of football. We have an early chance here. Rysakov with the shot, he's just put it over the bar there. 210 minutes of football if it goes to extra time, right? And that is 3.5 hours of football. You play 3 hours minimum, right? Anything can happen in that time. I think there's so much you have to manage, loads of different factors, how you set up your team, stuff like that. There's just so many things you have to consider over those 3 hours, and that's why, if you've watched the videos for a while now, when it comes to these knockout games, you'll know I refer to things. These are the 4 quarters like basketball. We're playing in 4 quarters here, and each quarter is going to be different, and we're going to come out at each quarter with a completely different, task that we have to go out and achieve. And in this, first quarter is probably just getting a goal, settling into the tie, is probably the goal. But it's such a game of philosophy. We have to completely think about how we do many things. I mean, I'm one for Santos is through here. Santos has the shot. He just puts it wide. I'm one for tactics and philosophy. I am a good appreciator of it, but at the same time, I think I'm more inclined to the creative, the Jogo Bonito style of football. I think that's what is probably I'm more interested in. But the tactics are there, and I think this is a time where it's definitely needed. And one of the big things we have to consider here is how we set up with our first leg being away. I always speak about how the home leg should be. You go for a 2-goal lead is a big thing. I know going into the second leg, having 2-goal lead is, and even in any football match, having a 2-goal lead is really, really bad place to be in, because you know what they say, being 2-0 up in a football match is the most dangerous position to be in. But having that is big, and in these knockout games you have to take what you get. You have to respect all these European opponents, because they're wanting to fight and to win this trophy just as much as you are, and you have to respect that. And I think that's what we do when we want to go for that 2-goal lead, and then we at a minimum we go for a draw in the second leg. Diaz is through, he's beating his man. Will he look to square? He has the shot himself, forced to Shevchenko here, but it does look like it'll go all the way out. You have to set up properly. I have plans with what I want to go for. Like from here I'd be happy with a draw or a 1-0 win. I mean, the first leg, I think is better because you can see the damage is done. And I say that because we might be better than the team, but you never know with that home advantage. It's so crucial. I speak about it all the time. We never know what could happen, and I think it's something we have to strongly consider in these games, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. No different. Uh, just because we're playing a team who may not be one of the big teams, but they're still here and wanting to play, and we're going to try and fight for that result that we want. And a minimum draw would be good. It's a bit risky going into the second leg because knowing it's a draw, anything could happen. But at the same time, you have the home advantage, and you play as you need to, just the normal football you do, and then it usually works out. Shevchenko has got a penalty here, our number 10, our captain, to put us 1-0 up here in this playoff and send us on a path to the round of 16, and he tucks it away into that bottom left corner, his 15th goal of the season. Yaroslav Shevchenko, our number 10, our captain, and he is becoming an absolute hero of the Corners of Europe challenge. See how this reverses, by the way. I don't know, I was thinking of reversing it here. I don't know if that's the issue. It doesn't affect it there, no, but I think I might do it. I think we might just go and do it, to be honest, so we can be from the perspective of the touchline. And we know the model of stadiums, that would always be nice to see. I know it's not completely accurate, but the shape will definitely be pretty accurate. But we're 1-0 up in this game. We've played very, very well in this first half, completely dominated Salzburg, and we come away with completing the goal of the first quarter. If this was a home leg, getting that 2-goal lead is important, and then, you know, playing for the draw in the away leg is how we go. I think it's important, especially adapting that philosophy where you know, there's teams where who are better than you. I definitely think it's true. I think, for example, if we take the Atletico Madrid game of last year, we're reversed, by the way, so we're shooting the right way, and it has paid off for us as Kuzminic gets our second goal of this game, and we are running away with this playoff. The seeded thing did happen, by the way, so the top 8, I think one seeded team plays an unseeded team. I think Salzburg finished literally bottom of the playoffs, so I think we've got a lucky draw here, which is always nice. 3 XG we've generated. We're going to have to make a bit of an early change, or forced into an early change here. It's a difficult one because we don't have any midfielders. Jackson is not fit to return yet. What do we do here? It's a good question. Dikia's returned. He's come back because he was unhappy with his loan agreement at Besiktas there. As you can see, it's a tough one what we do here, because we don't have any attacking midfielders who can kind of go there. He says he can shake off the knock. I think we'll go to a half time, see how he does. It's just about his stamina. It looks like it might come back up. We'll go with that for now. The seeded thing definitely happened, which is always good. It was good that we're in that top half to get that. But yeah, we're in a good position. I mean, the Atletico Madrid game, for example, we won the first leg 2-1, which against a team who was probably better than us over the tie, or, you know, reputationally, I think that was a good result. Why are we so zoomed out here? What is going on? I don't know why we've gone like that. Maybe it's the angle because we're reversed, but we'll have a look. It's a square ball, and all of a sudden RB Salzburg do get a goal back in this game. This is exactly what I'm on about. They can just get goals and the momentum completely changes. You know, we might win here 2-3-1, but if they get a goal in the next leg, no matter when we score, it completely changes everything. Absolutely changes everything. But at the same time, if we score, we can kill them out that game in the next leg. If the score was to stay like this, for example, the goals are massive in this. I think it's amazing tactically. It's an amazing thing to have, and it's great fun, really. Absolutely amazing football, and you see the best of teams, and that's why the best team in Europe usually comes out and wins it by the end, and that's why it's the magic of the Champions League, you know what I mean? But I was trying to explain about Atletico Madrid. Is Santos okay? He's okay now. He has recovered. Luckily at half time, we'll have to play him. Hopefully it doesn't deteriorate. It shouldn't. So Atletico Madrid, we beat them 2-1 in the first leg, if I'm not mistaken, at home. So that was a good result. Obviously not the 2 goals we want, but you have to take that against a good team. But then we scored in the second leg first. We went 3-1 up. But then we did collapse a little bit. It took us until what, the 85th minute before it was completely turned around to make it 3-1, and what would it have been, 4-2, 4, it would have been 4-3 on aggregate, because yeah, it would have 3-1 plus the 1 goal they scored would be 4-1, and then the 2 we scored 4-3 would have been 4-3, and then they ended it 5-3 and 1-4-1. So we did well in the first game. We obviously did well to score that goal, but then by not focusing in the rest of that game, you know, it might not take up. It might have been what 30 minutes in before we conceded in that game. So 120 minutes of 60. So for 66 minutes we were leading by 2 goals. It can just completely collapse like that. You have to. It's just the way the game works, and we have to appreciate it and respect that. Rysakov so close there. I don't know why the camera's like this. I might reverse it back. Don't get confused. I've zoomed back in there, but it's I don't know what it is. We'll have to take a look, see if it persists. Hopefully it doesn't. We're going to make a few changes here in this game. No games in the week between these two. Well, this is in the week, but we don't have a game in between that. Shevchenko off. We don't want to risk getting him sent off. We'll bring on Dmitry Popov on that left side. Antonov on. I think we'll bring on Diaz. Completely attacking change. We lead 2-1 here. We could go and get another goal, but I'd be happy to come away with this result. I mean, he should really go on and continue to get goals, but we've got capable attacking players on. I'm not saying they can't score, but we're not leaving our best attacking players on at the moment, meaning the chance of goals being scored is probably reduced, but I guess it's what we have to do tactically. That's the choice I've made. Can't go back on them now, but I say about respect for teams. Vitoria, for example, we got absolutely hammered by them with at Tromsø 4-0 on aggregate. It was very disappointing. You have to respect them. They beat us. We lost only 1-0 away, I think it was, and then won 3-0 at home. Vitoria have definitely been the team who've given us a lot of lessons, but we've also beat them. We beat them in our run to the final, if I'm not mistaken. I'll probably go and confirm that after. The Tromsø manager he's just left, by the way, to go and become the Scotland manager. I'm going to go check that now if we did play with Vitoria. Dahl has got himself a testimonial. That's nice to see, but it's against his team in Saudi Arabia. It's a shame he had to go there and didn't come with us. I would have happily arranged a testimonial for him. How many games did he come out with in the end? He came out with 359. What a player, man. What a player. It's a shame he had to go to Saudi Arabia, though. Still had quite a few years left in him. He definitely could have come with us. Would have definitely been useful at this moment to have another midfielder whilst we've got a bit of a midfielder crisis. They've made the Europa League round of 16. They must have finished. Did they finish top 8? They did finish top 8. That's really impressive. Europa League that has Arsenal in, Man City, and I've already seen about this, but this is good to see. They finished third last year, second the year before, and then the year before was when we won the league. We've only been in Shakhtar 2 years, which is crazy to think, really. But we'll go and take a look. So when we did win it, it was this year here. I feel like we did play them. It was on the other side where we did play them. If we go take a look back up here, it was Nice we played at Osijek, and then Valencia. So we mustn't have played them. But we'll go a little bit back. I might be spending a bit too long here, but you have to appreciate it. I'll show you what you mean. But what I was saying about who was it with Vitoria is that I think they've definitely been the team who've given us a lot of lessons. We've learned a lot from them. We've improved here in Shakhtar against them. They taught us that we have to respect them as a team, which maybe we didn't. That's why we lost 4-0. Personal lesson for me. I can't find these. Might just have to give up on it. We definitely have played them twice in with Tromsø. I swear we did. Maybe not. I'll have a look after and get that. But they taught us a lot, and especially for me as a manager. You know, you have to be better than them. Yeah, you have to be better than them because they will take advantage of that across all the legs. And it's so important that we play in this way and beat them. And we've improved here. They beat us 3-0 away, but then we drew 1-1. I feel like we beat them once, but they beat us. Very symbolic team is probably the way to describe it. And you know you have to turn up and turn up in every game here because they will just beat you if you're not gonna play well against them. They've been a very relentless team, and that's just how it is. I think it's been a good game here in the first leg to speak about this philosophy to do with the knockout games, because we'll have a lot of them over the next few years, hopefully. And it looks like we'll have one more if we continue to play like this. 2-1 we lead here. It's been a dominant performance from us, but we still have the second leg all to play for. We'll have to see how it goes, and hopefully we can come away with the result. But yeah, overall very happy with this first leg. If we concede here, I won't complain. Mauro Couto tracking back here, doing his dirty work. He's been subbed on here in a Champions League game, so he's played in all the European competitions now. He's played in the Conference League final. He's played in the Europa League against AC Milan, I think, in that quarter final we made. Santos is in here. Santos with the shot. It falls off Kuzminik. 3-1 here. I don't know if he might have been offside. Hopefully he isn't, to make it 3-1. Mauro Couto as well is here. He's played Champions League as well. Very, very impressive stuff that he's made it all this way. The arm's going to go in the air. They do. 3-1 here, and we have come away from Salzburg with a massive result on our way to going to the round of 16. We're going to go into the final moments of this game here. Overall, the perfect display from us. 4 minutes here. How many travelling fans? A few thousand in that stand that we saw there. Austria is not the furthest trip. Obviously, we're being one of the corners of Europe, and we have conceded here late on in this game to make it 3-2. So maybe not as easy as we thought we'd have it, but at least we come away with a 1-goal lead away from home. That's big. But it's been overall a very, very good performance for those travelling fans, and we'll go into the second leg leading by 1 goal. Hopefully, maybe there's one final chance. Maybe we'll lead by 2 goals if we get a goal from this chance here. It's a headed clearance. This camera angle is absolutely horrible, by the way. I don't know what's happened to it. I think it might have glitched a little bit. The zoom is all the way in, and it's just not working on that far side. Maybe it is just like this, I don't know. All of a sudden, RB Salzburg on the attack. It's a loose ball going all the way around with it on this near side, right by the byline. It slipped all the way through, and that is 3-3. And that is a harsh ending to the game for us, really. 2 late goals to tie up this game. We come away with a draw, though, if it does end like this. We've played very, very well, and if we continue to play out this in the second leg, we should be able to get through. But full time here, an absolute cracker of a game. 3-3 we take into the Donbass Arena. Full time whistle, any chance? There we go. So the team for this game against Salzburg, second leg, all to play for here, starts with Enrique in goal, backline of Berele, Alex, Antonio and Polishchuk, Tom Jansen, Santos in the midfield. We've got Rysakov, Diaz, Kuzminik and Shevchenko all up top. As the two teams walk out for this big second leg, the stats have come up already, even though there's nothing to report on. It's going to be big for us to come away with a result here. I mean, it's all to play for, really. We could have done it in the first leg, but a big result here is exactly what we're looking for. We are in the white kit. I don't know why we're in the white kit again. I don't know if it's a glitch or something, but apparently we are. I've never seen us even wear this kit, but that's that, I guess, as we get underway here in this game. 5 minutes gone here. Still lots of work to be done, even despite that draw. You know, we just have to play our normal football as we do at home. We've done in the league, we've done many times, and we will ultimately come away with the result if we just do play like that in this game. And we know what to do. We know exactly what to do in front of all these fans. We've got the system in place. We've been playing for a few games now. It worked well until we went until those 2 late goals. But that's exactly what I mean about these knockout games. 2 goals like that can completely change it. It's not completely changed it here, but it's had an effect. Diaz is through. Diaz shoots, and Diaz has forced a big save out of the Salzburg goalkeeper. How has he managed to save that? I don't know, but it's an amazing save. 2 denies. We get on the end of some amazing saves, I'll tell you that. Some of the balls that get put through here. I mean, there's a header in there. It's floated around. The keeper came flying out, but nothing came from it. It falls to Rysakov here, and he does lose out in the end. I think Gegenpress doesn't have a focus, particularly on how the chances are made. Obviously, it's a bit more of a slow, progressive build-up, but anything can happen with that, really. I play balls in, to be honest. It's a bit of adapted Gegenpress. There's a ball in there. Santos has had the shot, and that is 1-0 here, and we are going to be marching on to the round of 16 of the Champions League. It's a big goal from Santos to set the tone from early, and that is exactly what we required in this game. 13 minutes gone. We lead 4-3 here on aggregate, and surely it will only get better from here if we continue to play like this. As I was saying, I don't think there's a big focus on chance creation in Gegenpress. It's all about winning the ball back and then just maintaining it a little bit, because in possession is important. You know, you see a really toxic brand of possession with Man City, I think, is the best example, but there's more effective ways of using possession. I think having that number of possession that Man City do is probably too much, to be honest. I'm an appreciator of having it and passing the ball in order to maintain it, but come on, there's limits. I guess it's a winning formula, but a one-time Champions League winning formula in what, 7 or 8 years. Carlo Ancelotti's won 2 in 3. Don't know, there's questions to be raised, but Santos is in the middle there again. Our number 7 on the big night, his name's not Cristiano, it's Santos to send us through to the round of 16 in the Champions League. What a big goal that could be. It's getting closer and closer for us to getting into that next round. A lovely finish, waiting in the middle, he just pounces on it. From midfield, he's taking up an advanced role, that 4-1-4-1. Diaz is nowhere to be seen there. He gets forward from deep, really good dribbling. Probably should look at the dribbling stat when we're playing this tactic. It's definitely one we could go for. Maybe even do a 2-striker with a 3 at the back, something we could consider. I don't know, we'll have to see, maybe a 5-4-1, something like that. Definitely not 5-4-1, it'd be 5-3-2, I don't even know, to be honest. You can't have 5 wingers and then four wingers and then 5 defenders. Maybe you can, but maybe you probably can't, let's be real. But it's Diaz was nowhere to be seen there because he's dropped deep. Santos has filled in that role. I mean, you can see it here, I swapped it around a little bit, so Thomas Janssen will cover this space when in attack. 4 at the back, we'll pause it there a second. Santos will drop in there, Diaz will come in there, and Kuzminik across. So Santos has kind of just got in there around this near area, and he's the first one to get there because the cross came in from that side. I think it's a really dynamic tactic that works very well for us, and I think it's had some benefits in this game, and that's why we lead 2-0 here. Overall, the perfect display, even if we did concede those 3 goals in the first leg. But we're 2-0 up here, and there's no real cause for complaints. We're going to have the draw after this. Teams who could be involved, taking a look here, I mean, this is not really a good indicator. Inter Milan got through, they knocked out Sporting. I actually can't remember any of the other games, but we'll see in the draw. We'll be an unseeded team, I assume, because we won our playoff, so we'll have to play one of those top 8. Who we play, I don't know. I'd like Galatasaray. I think they got through top 8. That would probably be a good draw. They're always a tough team, as we've experienced with Tromsø in the Europa League playoff, but if we can go and play them, and they're probably the easiest of the top 8. There's no easy games. I hate to say it, but I guess there sometimes is. That it's not an easy game, but in comparison to the others, we could get absolutely blown away by some of them if we don't put in a good performance. Whereas Galatasaray, I think it could be a very even game. 2 teams who, you know, I think Shakhtar are probably the more prominent in the Champions League, but Galatasaray, Europa League team, constantly there, and I think that's what could happen. If we do play them, it will be a close game, but we'll have to see who we get. We could get absolutely anyone. I don't even know if it's seeded. We'll have to see, but overall it would make out for a good game. Whoever we play, we gain more experience, and that means we've made an improvement as well. I said season on season, if we get to a further stage each year, that's exactly what we want, and that is what we are doing at the moment. Playoff last year, round of 16 this year, and even if we don't progress from here, we've made our goal of making the round of 16 by winning our playoff, which we didn't do last year, and it's a progression 1 stage clear, which is exactly what we want from the progression. And if we continue like this, it's 5 years before we're in the Champions League. This whole team would be around, most of them would be 33 years of age from what we've seen. Bring on Jackson, he's made his return from injury after a broken rib, we'll give him a few minutes. 33 years of age. There'll be some high reputation players in here. It's a very, I mean, if it all goes accordingly to plan, it never usually does. There's usually bumps in the road, but you eventually get there, as we've seen with Tromsø, what a story it was. It would be a very good journey, almost the perfect journey, but to show that progression, be realistic in our progression, very important. If it goes that way, then we've done something right, and that's exactly the type of progression we want to follow. But there will be some bumps in the road, but if that's how it goes, then that is a very good journey to undergo, and one that's rare, but I think is realistic and will pay off with all the time we get 5 years to build that team, the progression each year, the kind of less pressure, because we know we want to win it, but eventually there's less pressure to go and do it. I guess there is a pressure to achieve that goal, but as we improve, there's less pressure for these, especially the high reputation players who you'll see come in hopefully in the next 1 or 2 years. That's a factor we have to consider. Popov is through here. Will he go by himself? He does go by himself. He has the shot. It comes off the post that falls to Polishchuk. Final moments of this game. Overall, a very, very good performance. 5-3 on aggregate. We were good in the first leg until those 2 goals. It doesn't really. I don't think it shows the true, true way of how the game went. And overall, very, very good performance. I'm happy we took advantage of the team we've been drawn against. I think we were a stronger team. There's still time for a few goals here. I mean, we are 2 goals ahead, as I say, the most dangerous territory, and they did score their 2 goals in the 90 plus minutes. So we have to be considerate here. It's a long range shot. Henrique comes up with the save there, been really, really good. He's only conceded 10 goals in the league, not too many in the Champions League either. I mean, he's conceded quite a few now with this Man United game that we played, and also this Salzburg game. We would not be here, by the way, if we got a late winner against Man United, which we were so close to doing. I mean, it happened in the Champions League with them last year. Galatasaray, Copenhagen, 4-3 losses. We nearly completed the comeback, but wasn't meant to be. But it won't matter because we'll be in that round of 16 anyway. At this rate, 4 minutes away from being there. We might have time for another goal here as we find ourselves in possession. We lose out, but RB Salzburg find themselves in possession in a very isolated area. We're going to put up that press and try and win it back out wide. I think we need to be more effective at winning that ball back with the strikers on the press and winning it back from defenders. We can easily force a mistake. We need to cut passing lanes, especially with 2 strikers. One's got to cut a passing lane, and one has got to cut the player who's on the ball, press that player, and the midfielders will step up to any passing options. It's got to be a little bit better from us, but I guess it's something that will be learned, and maybe not even in this gegenpress tactic. Can Popov top it off here? He hits the inside of the post, but it won't matter anyway because he is offside. But the final moments of this game, overall, a very, very good performance. We've put in a good display for the 50,000 in attendance. Final few seconds here, the full-time whistle is going to go, and that is job done here in the playoff. And finally now for the Champions League draw. We are unseeded for this. There is seeded teams, so they are the top 8 in the league phase, and then the playoff winners. The first team, Newcastle against RB Leipzig, San Sebastian against AC Milan, Madrid versus Real Madrid, Dortmund versus Porto, United versus Benfica, Shakhtar up against Liverpool. What a game that's going to be. We're going up against, and then the rest of the ties there, some really good ones. Went through that quite fast. This is the audio is recorded after because there was no audio for this part, but there are all the ties, some great ties in there. But most importantly, we are going to be playing against Liverpool. I think that's a good draw. We've got a good team there, and hopefully we can come away with a result. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave with this little tune, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.